Dude, this righteous fear, man, it's different, man. It's provocative, man. I mean, I don't even know what that means. It gets the people going.
Already wants and needs. And then, see, I don't know who needs to hear this, but dating an alpha male is not for the weak, baby. He already has everything that he needs. So you have to figure out, how can you bring value to him? How can you actually improve his life when he has everything that he already wants and needs? And then after you learn those things, you have to learn when to shut the fuck up. And to most of us, that is not an easy lesson. That lesson will humble you.
You're not niggers. You're not coons. You may smoke reef and drink wine and do crazy, wicked things, but you are not a wicked person by nature. You have lent yourself to wickedness, but you are a divine creature that must now come into the knowledge and power of your own divinity. And no preacher can resurrect you into your divinity. It takes God himself to bring you into your own divine nature. So we're not dealing with prophets. We have walked out of prophet teaching. This is the time and the presence of God. So I don't talk about God will come. God is already here. And he's working in me to resurrect you to your divine nature.
My son, keep my words and treasure up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call insight your intimate friend, to keep you from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. For at the window of my house I have looked out through my lattice, and I have seen among the simple. I have perceived among the youths a young man lacking sense, passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight of the evening, at the time of night and darkness. And behold, the woman meets him, dressed as a prostitute, wily of heart. She is loud and wayward. Her feet do not stay at home. Now in the street, now in the market, and at every corner she lies in wait. She seizes him and kisses him, and with bold face she says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. So now I have come out to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, colored linens from Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love till morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him. At full moon he will come home. With much seductive speech, she persuades him. With her smooth talk, she compels him. All at once he follows her, as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a stag is caught fast till an arrow pierces its liver, as a bird rushes into a snare. He does not know that it will cost him his life. And now, O sons, listen to me, and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths, for many a victim has she laid low, and all her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the chambers of death.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, class? What's up, class? Y'all already know what it is. It's Monday. Salute to the chat. Salute to all the good bread to the chat. Y'all be back. And y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see the title. You know what I mean? Modern women submit. No. Should modern women have to submit to beta males? Do modern women even like beta males? Do most men even know that they are beta males? We're going to figure that out today, guys. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to touch on that today. That's today's topic. So keep in mind, guys, hit that like button. That's how we pay our school tuition. We don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, or emotions. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense. We call out bad behavior in both men and women. All right, guys? This is a red pill channel. The real red pill, not the fruit punch pill, because it got red in it. This is a red pill channel from a biblical perspective, guys. Remember, all right? So today, guys, if you one of them guys that gotta believe in what you want it to be and you don't know how to see things for what it is, you can't see things for what it is, then you're not gonna like this live right here, guys. So you might as well go to your lockers. You know what I mean? Empty it and just go on out. I know how it go. When somebody say something you don't like, you just don't like him. Oh, he wrong. He wrong. So I know you just like the women. So go on now. Take just that time. But for the rest of you guys, sit tight. We're about to get it in. Y'all know how we do over here. I don't just give y'all what I say or what I think. You know what I mean? I give y'all what the streets are saying. I give y'all my opinion, and then I give y'all what the words say. You know what I mean? We don't play the gray area game over here. But first, guys, it's Monday, so you know I got an all-star panel. You know what I mean? I got my cousin. She pops back out for me. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Cousin, what's up, man? That's what's up. We great to have you back here on the channel.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Good to see you.
You must have had a good time, yo. You must have enjoyed the conversation.
Yes, good conversation. I'm glad to be here. Hi, everyone. For the ones that's watching, tune in. It's gonna be good.
And we got the Dean in the house. Dean, what's up, man? Salute to OK. You already know, bro.
What's good? You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Dean in the building. How y'all doing? Last I missed y'all, but I'm back in action. Shout out to Cuzzo on the panel. How you doing? And let's have a good show today.
Let's talk about it. So, what is the definition? What's your definition of submission, Cuzzo? Submitting, and submission. What's your definition? Female perspective, right here.
Okay. My definition, I would say, of submission is to pretty much, you could say, like, you would like kind of let your partner have the lead or the control of how the relationship should go in regards to anything with decision making, with anything you do in regards to how your relationship should be. He pretty much kind of like set the rules and the standards. You just kind of like comply to it or you go with it, or you go along with the type of attitude. Like, okay, he basically wants to be the one that's the breadwinner for sure. Then, you know, you follow him, you let him take lead of the household, the family, or if he's the one that says, you know, where the relationship is going, pretty much you kind of follow the same lead that he's into. So just being submissive, just kind of giving yourself to your partner. That's pretty much what I would say, sort of a definition of what it means.
All right. I respect that. Okay, what's your definition? Okay.
Okay, I mean, she hit key components. Submission in general is almost like when you have a job. It don't matter how much you dislike the boss. If you're getting paid the right amount, it don't matter how much instruction you got to follow that you dislike. You have to submit to those rules. That way, you get paid the correct amount of money, or you don't want to get fired. So that's a part of submission. As far as a relationship, women submit to men the same way they trust a man to lead. So if you trust a man to lead, then you have to allow him to lead. And part of allowing him to do so is adhering to his rules. Not all of his rules. Now, you're not a slave, but adhering to what he wants. Because what he wants is the best for all of y'all. I could go deep, but that's really like a small definition of it.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, okay, and I agree with you too. You know what I mean? It's all good, man. And y'all said a lot of things. It's a lot of things you could take from what you said there. You said the words. There's some key words that you said. You know what I mean? Lead. You know what I mean? Follow. Not a slave. And all of that is important. So, you know what I mean?
Right.
Today, I'm going to keep it real on this topic, guys. You know, as I always do. You know what I mean? One of the craziest verses in the Bible that get taken out of text, guys, is Ephesians 5:22-24, guys. You know what I mean? Give me a second. I'll pull it up and read it. Okay, you got a way to pull it up and read that.
I'm gonna pull it up right now for you. I'll pull it up right now. What was it?
All right. It's Ephesians 5:22-24. You know, that's the favorite cherry pick. See, we don't cherry pick over here at the School of Common Sense. We don't cherry pick through that thing. We read that thing for what it is. And this go back to what I just was saying about seeing things for what they are, guys. Read that thing for what it is, not for what you wanted to tell you, not for what you hope it's going to tell you or what you really wanted to believe, so that you can dictate your little ass from sacrificing something. No, read that thing for what it is, guys. You know what I mean? But this is that verse where the Islamic and the Muslim community, they really use this verse to manipulate millions of women into stupidity. And you know what I mean? Women can only follow moving objects. Women are designed, guys, to only follow moving objects, bro. Things that are progressing, things that are producing, things that are glowing, vibrant, that are interesting. So in our society today, we have a lot of people that they screw this whole verse up. Okay, take it from there, bro. You got it?
One second, brother. 1 second. You can hear me good?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah. I guess while he's okay, you there?
What you was gonna say, Cuzzo?
Yeah, I was gonna say while he's looking.
Give me a second. I'm lagging.
Okay, I'll talk while you're looking up the scripture to piggyback off of what you said, Cuzzo, about how women are pretty much designed to see things in terms of moving objects. Yes, I guess you could say it's because of the way society is now that I'll try to put it, I guess, in a peaceful way as much as I could, because I want to.
Don't sugarcoat, and we don't pander. You know what I mean? People need their feelings hurt in order. Remember, pain is weakness leaving the body. So when they hit their brain, that's a muscle. So that it only trigger them, whether it's man or woman, because they haven't used their fucking brain in a long time and absorbed some truth. It's only crab legs. There's only crab legs going out there.
Okay. So yeah, so I guess to not sugarcoat it, I would say that technically it's like, you kind of like designed to feel like the man should be an example of having power. Power is the key word. And what I mean by power is that he should be a man that can take control. That's number one. He can actually run, once again, the household, run the relationship. Not saying control you. Not saying, control you, like you can't go nowhere. I mean that, but I mean like he's the dominant one. He's the one that's basically calling the shots. He's the one that's taking the charge. He's the one that's protecting you and all those other barriers. Like he's doing everything that you would think a man's supposed to do or what a man should do. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing, I'll say status. Status is important because if a man don't have no money or don't have no type of status, what can he offer to the table? So a man has to be able to have some type of status that he can bring to the table and say that I'm here, but I'm not here to be a bum or a bum ass nigga. I'm not here to be a scrub, a loser, mama's boy, whatever, where I'm depending on my girl to take care of me. Because honestly, nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody want to deal with a loser. I mean, let's keep it
real. No, and I like the way you said that because honestly, I'm a dad and I'm an alpha dad, and I'm not telling my kid and all my dads that's tuned in right now that's watching, and even if you catching this on the playback, what you telling your daughters, bro? You telling your daughters how you raising your daughters, bro? You know what I mean? Like when you look at it from that angle, then you understand why you as a man have to be the nigga. You have to be that dude. You have to, before you can ask a woman to submit to you, you have to give her something to submit to. Honestly, let's keep it real. Like if he don't, and now I'm gonna tie it in. Now it's time to cook, yo. Now it's time to cook because a lot of the guys don't understand until you get in tune with your Holy Spirit and become a real alpha male, because I don't care what you call yourself. In this world, there's two types of brothers. You have your beta males and you have your alpha males. And until you become an alpha male, you are gonna have the bottom of the litter. You're gonna always have second pick. You know what I mean? Beta males get to eat second. You know what I mean? Congratulations, you know what I mean? And majority of men in our society, due to the no father figures and due to the way the government and how the satanic plan has been intact for 70 years now, so many guys in our community are hell of a sons. They're beta males. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of these guys walk around here and don't even know that they hell of a sons or beta males. This truth turn them off, just like they hell of a mother. When you tell they have a hell of a mother the truth, she don't even want to hear it. But now you see why we got a lot of dudes not trying to better themselves, not trying to do self-improvement, looking to other niggas, worshiping other niggas because they think they're going to build it for them. You know what I mean? I tell niggas this all of the time, bro. You gotta make yourself, you gotta make yourself great, bro. You have to go through the self-improvement. Or you go.
When we think calling, almost the majority of the time in the New Testament, where the word calling or where we think purpose is referenced in the New Testament, we automatically see that as, we think calling in America, we think a platform, we think an assignment, we think all of that. But the majority of the time, the word calling is actually mentioned in the New Testament in its proper context. It has to do with salvation. It has to do with God wooing a human being to himself. We take calling and we automatically attach that to what I would call assignments, right? Like me being a pastor is an assignment, right?
Yeah.
But the majority of the time, the New Testament is speaking of calling. If you study that properly, it speaks of God wooing a human being to himself.
Calling us to himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the call first is to himself, not to a platform, not to a stage, not to a title, not to an office. Calling is to himself. And I think there are those of us who knew that God wooed us to himself. We can sense that moment when something transformed in our heart, whether it was gradual or for me, it was instantaneous. We know because now there is an awareness of sin. I think if there is no awareness of sin, if there is no awareness that this is wrong, I'm not sure if you've been called. I'm not sure if you've been converted into Christianity. I think you have Christian lingo and Christian behavior, but you have not been converted. You have not been born again.
You're gonna always get low-hanging fruit. You are gonna attract what you are, bro.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing for women too, as well. That you're gonna attract what you want. Because if you're not looking for someone that's on the same level as you, depending on what your level is, if you are average, like living regular 9 to 5, you got to find the same brother that's working. Or if you're someone who is about, you know, your business, and you got to find a guy who's on that level too. Like, I agree, you can't want an alpha and not be that boss chick. Because a boss chick, I could see her wanting an alpha male because she don't want someone that she got to take care of. Even though I'm not saying that someone that is not an alpha male is not a good man, because there's good men out there too, just regular working hard brother. I'm not saying that
I gotta jump out there. I know like the terminologies is like different and stuff, but alpha males don't want no boss.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Chick, like boss chick, like we don't want boss chicks. Our moms was boss chicks, so we run from boss chicks. You know what I mean? I like regular dudes and beta males. They like boss chicks because they're attracted to boss chicks. Boss chicks is gonna what? They're gonna do every goddamn thing for them. You know what I mean? Let them limp up, ride in the car. She got the car key. You know what I mean? All he gotta do is give her some D, and you know what I mean? She gonna be his new moms. And alpha males don't want that shit. Because we got all 5 of our basics covered. So we don't want boss chicks. We
Already wants and needs. And then, see, I don't know who needs to hear this, but dating an alpha male is not for the weak, baby. He already has everything that he needs. So you have to figure out how can you bring value to him. How can you actually improve his life when he has everything that he already wants and needs? And then after you learn those things, you have to learn when to shut the fuck up. And to most of us, that is not an easy lesson. That lesson will humble you.
But
that is true. That's true. Because you're right. That's true because they want a submissive woman. So yeah.
Right.
Correct.
Right. That's all we want. That's all we looking for. All we looking for is peace. It's peace. Like we don't want nobody on the scene trying to outdo us. We don't. Nah. Do what you gotta do though. We ain't trying to shackle you down. That don't mean that because they try to mislead and misinterpret that for that. No. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, Miss Goodbread, she's free to do whatever she want to do. You know what I mean? But for some strange reason, she ain't trying to do what these other women trying to do. And it's just magic. Like, thank you, Jesus. But again, you got to get in tune with your Holy Spirit. Guys, you got to get in tune with your Holy Spirit. It's an order to this shit. All right? It's an order to this, guys. Let's talk. Let's teach now. It's an order to this. It's God. The man got to submit to God. All right? So, ladies, y'all got to start picking dudes with some sense. You know what I mean? Y'all got to start picking dudes that is in tune with their Holy Spirit. If he don't know his Holy Spirit, he don't need to know your coochie. All right, sis? That's how that should work. Until then, we can't hear the complaints. It should be no complaints. You know what I mean? Because the man got to submit to God, then the women will submit to the man, and then the children will submit to the woman. You see it in today's society, you don't even see the kids submitting to the woman. Because when one piece of the chain is broken, the whole shit, we could throw that whole thing out the window. So we can stop running with God's teachings. That's the thing about modern society, right? Modern society want to say, oh, the world changed, it's a new world, the world evolved, and they want to rock off this modernness, right? But then they want to take bits and pieces from the tradition that worked for them, like honored our mother and our father. They want to take that, like they love that line, but they skip over this whole shit right here. And why they not teaching what we about to go over in the church show? Because that's a goddamn shame. Y'all got to come to the Mr. Goodbread show. This hood ass nigga, he cursing his ass off. You know what I mean? And look, if you tuned out because I was cursing, look how foolish you are, yo. because you about to miss a lesson. They don't teach this in church. They don't even teach this in church. And y'all done shook they collection plate in front of y'all all Sunday, yesterday. And you ain't get an ounce of what you gonna get here. The truth. You know what I mean? And it's sad, That's sad,
Oh my, it's crazy.
It's crazy. This world is crazy. But word, you know what I mean? When one piece of the chain is broken, you can forget about it. And nowadays, the way the women find any old reason to be mad at the man and do it on their own and separate the man from his own kids, that's part of the chain being broken. That's why the kids is not submitting to the moms. You know what I mean? Without the dad being there, because the mom is nobody submitting. Somebody in that motherfucker got to submit to God, or that's a relationship cat and crab leg. You get what I'm saying? But they're not looking at it like this. They don't think about it. They don't think about it this deep, because it's like looking in the mirror. And nobody nowadays in Black America want to look in the mirror. They all want to sit there and lie and eat crab legs, like I always say.
Yo, am I good now?
You should be, bro.
Yeah, because it kept lagging. The last thing I heard, though, when it lagged was an alpha wants a boss chick. That's what I heard. Am I? Did I hear that?
We corrected that, bro.
Okay.
We corrected that real quick.
Yeah.
Mr. Goodbread show.
Okay, I heard that part.
We corrected that real quick, It was just, the lingo, it's the slang. The slang be different, you know what I mean? But as long as the concept, we got aligned with the concept being, all right, yeah, you make sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But right now, y'all, what I want to do though, we was talking about the links. We was talking about the links being broken and shit. When any one link get broken in the chain in God's order, God, man, woman, and child, then nobody gotta obey anybody.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So this is why this is why modern women is not submitting to niggas nowadays, and niggas is tight, but niggas ain't even submitting to God. So how they don't know their Holy Spirit, so they don't need to know coochie.
That's a fact.
That's a fact, right? They're gonna like me on this one. But guys, I got two examples, because I told y'all I'm not gonna sit up here and play like I know everything and not give y'all no proof and no facts. I got two examples of two chicks in the Bible, y'all. I don't know if y'all know, man. I know y'all don't know. Y'all niggas do not know how to read, yo. Y'all niggas do not know how to read, bro. That's sad, yo. Y'all niggas know how to read them fans only accounts, but y'all do not like reading the Bible, yo. You know what I mean? Yo, listen. In the Bible, there's two chicks. Actually, the Bible talks about, in great light, they talk about this lady named Ruth, and they talk about this lady named Abigail. You know what I mean? They talk about them, but they also got other good women in the Bible, guys. This is why can't no nigga convince me that ain't no good woman. Like, ain't no good woman. No, nigga, you just trash. You know what I mean? Like, if every female said no to you, then you need to do super self-improvement, bro. Take yourself through super self-improvement. You feel me? Like, let's stop playing, bro. This is a no incel zone over here. This is the Mr. Goodbread show.
Yo.
We don't lie and eat crab legs, yo. You know what I mean? So, like I said, there's tons of good women mentioned in the. No, I lied. That was a crab leg. There's some good women mentioned. There's some good women mentioned, and we're gonna go over 4 of them today, right? But 2 of them did not submit to their king, and it turned out to be a good thing. So this is gonna debunk that verse, that Ephesians. Oh, did you get the verse, bro?
Oh, y'all didn't read it yet?
No, you ain't read it yet.
I got it. So, I got it right now.
This is the verse right here that I'm finna debunk with these videos. The verse that okay about to read. Go ahead, okay, take it away.
All right. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 22 through 24. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands. I'm gonna say that one more time. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything.
Bingo. And that's where they drive it home with it. And they make it sound real good. Like, you heard him? He said everything. He said everything. But y'all didn't hear the whole chain. Like, break it down now. Okay, break that verse down. And so it shows what I just told y'all about it being a chain of command. It's a chain of command. And when any one link of that chain is broken, it diffuses everything. Now, I mean, let alone, we not gonna play dumb. We know he writ that thing as if we always gonna do the right thing. We didn't. So when he say husband, wives, he took them. I'm looking at it in a literal sense as whoever you fucking, whoever you busting it open for, that's who you merging with. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's who he talking about. So we don't play dumb with me, y'all. Cause I know how niggas will find a reason to complicate common sense. Man, go ahead, okay, break it down, bro.
No cap. They gonna do it all day. So let's start from the top. Ephesians, again, chapter 5, verse 22 through 24. So wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands. Now, this goes back to men having to be on their purpose. You don't deserve a wife if you're not on your purpose. Right. And it goes back to what Mr. Goodbread just said. Don't use the Bible. Don't use this verse and think you deserve a submitting woman to yourself, especially if you ain't on your purpose. See,
right? If you don't know God, you don't know none of his teachings, you don't even believe in any of his teachings other than this verse right here, then you're a whole hypocrite. You playing yourself, bro.
Exactly.
You're a whole hypocrite.
So
and we not even cherry picking. Not even cherry picking. We could kill all the modern women with this book. We could have a 24-hour live cutting ass on modern women with verses in this book. But we damn sure not gonna skip over the shit that tell us to correct ourselves. That's one thing we're not gonna do over here on the Mr. Goodbread show. Self-improvement, guys.
Self-reflection, self-improvement, like he said. And again, like the Bible said, wives. So we do have a responsibility to be husbands as well. It didn't say high value man. It said husband. It didn't say nothing about no high value man. So let's get that part in context. I don't give a goddamn how much money you got. A woman should not submit to you just because you got a Lamborghini.
That's a fact. It ain't about material. It's about your energy, and that go back to what I said: alpha or beta.
Let me move on.
Only going to submit to the alphas. The same woman that won't submit to you will submit to okay.
Okay.
So let's go to 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church. So let's go into that. Christ is the head of the church.
That's where the chain. That's the chain. That's where he starts the chain. You know what I mean? It's a chain of command. It's a chain of order. Everything with our Creator is structure. With structure comes peace, comes success. Everything with this new modern society is chaotic, bro. Salute to my guy XL Pro. He broke it down. Man, he be chatting. We playing this, and that guy is a motherfucking. Man, he's slowly becoming my advisor / mentor / consultant. Mad positions there. I got to check it. Hey, check your invoice. Invoice coming, XL. Word.
He deserves it, man. He be showing love for real.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. You gonna get it.
No, and like it says, for the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church. So you gotta wonder, like, why so many Christian women, why so many women out here, they claim that they submit to Christ, but if you did submit to Christ, then you would understand submitting to a man is not slavery. You're so okay with submitting to Christ. You're so okay with wearing the cross on your neck and telling yourself, I'm not living right. I'm going to go to church and I'm going to try to get saved so I can live right. The same way you want to submit to Christ and get saved, God is telling you that you have to submit to your husband. the suitable men in your life, you must submit to them. And it's not because of selfishness and inequality. It's because it's imperative for your nature. So again, for the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church. Submit to your husband, his body of which he is the savior. I just broke that down. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Again, when you go in church, you see people respecting the pastor, they respect the deacons, they respect, they pay tithes, they submit, men and women submit, they listen, they take time out of their week to even if they have to work, they're gonna try to make sure they get there. That same submission, that same energy needs to be shown to a husband. Am I off, Mr. Goodbread? Am I off?
Nah, but because all you saying is for them to pick right. They gotta pick a king. They can't pick somebody that they can control. They can't pick off of potential. They gotta see it for what it is. If you see a bum, that nigga a bum. Why are you trying to be I'ma heal him, I'ma make him into what I see him into being? That's what you see for him. That's not what it is. You gotta see it for what it is. And a lot of us, even the men do it. They don't see it for what it is. You know what I mean? Sterling, to answer your question, speaking of slavery, is owning another person as property ever moral? Nah, that what's the name said that? Kidnapping, because kidnappers should be put to death. But slavery, when you read in the Bible, you gotta remember when you reading that thing, and the Bible talk of slavery as payment. You know what I mean? Like a payment, a way of payment. Like a lot of people that couldn't afford their lifestyle, they'll put themselves into slavery and work off their debt. You know what I mean? So
I love it.
So when God mentioned that in the Bible, that's what that's what he's really talking about. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, the atheists and the other people that want to twist his words up. But we don't cherry pick over here, my guy. Salute to you. Thank you, yo, for coming to class tonight. And much love to y'all, bro. But let's get to these videos, man.
Real quick, Goodbread. I like what you said. I just wanted to just touch on one point real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is called indentured service. All
yes.
right. So even in the Bible, it speaks of war. Okay, so if you got one nation going to war with another nation, what they would do is they would have prisoners. And these prisoners of war, how they would pay their debts, how they would be able to become free in society, they would become what today is called slaves, but they would do indentured service for a certain amount of time to prove themselves that, okay, you're not a prisoner, you're not an enemy no more, just do your thing.
Right.
So that was a good point, because a lot of people like to use that slave word, but they don't understand the history behind it.
That's a fact. Yeah. You know, and then they say that it was in the Bible. So it's God said slavery. But yeah, come on, man. Like, you got to read that thing, man. A non-Hebrew slave was your slave for life. So they never paid off their debt. Ooh. All right, that's a different story, though. I know what you're talking about now,
That's
too.
something to talk about.
That's something to talk about right there, baby. That's something to talk about right there. Because honestly, now you could add that same concept to Black America. You could add that same concept to Black America and how nobody getting rich. Everybody's in debt. They in debt, and they never gonna pay that shit off. I'm talking even people that live that like they looking good. They got thousands upon thousands of dollars of debt. You know what I mean? Payment plans, and they shackled to payment plans. They got about 6 different payment plans on stunting things.
No, that's facts.
Yes, that's true. Because it's all about material things. Material things, a lot of money.
And speaking of that, that's the good segue, because this is one of my cool ones right here. This is one of my cool ones. I like this lady. I studied this lady. You know what I mean? For my WWE heads, y'all that know Bray Wyatt, y'all know Sister Abigail. So I ended up studying this lady a long time ago. Before we get into her story, guys, like I said, this was a wife that she chose not to submit to her husband. And it turned out to be a good thing. You know what I mean, guys? Her husband, for those of y'all that don't know the story, She had a husband. The nigga was that nigga. You know what I mean? He had everything in the land. He had mad stuff. He had everything, bro. He had everything twice. And then there was David. You know David, nigga just slaying Goliath. You know, little David slaying Goliath. He was out there. He was holding it. Mind you, he was out there doing this thing. He asked the dude, yo, can I get some of your stuff? Can I get some of your fortunes? He sent it through a messenger. So the messenger went over to the man, like, yo, to Abigail's husband, like, yo, David said, can you send some stuff? And the nigga said, fuck out of here. Nigga said, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And when the guy went back and told David, David said, oh, word? He clipped up. He had 400 soldiers ready to go take over this nigga land, right? So the messenger went, told Abigail. And Abigail was like, oh, so she took it upon herself by not submitting. She gathered some stuff, jumped on a donkey, and met David's crew halfway and gave it to David. You know what I mean? And you see how her not submitting to her man, her king, saved her king's ass, though, because he's being stingy. Like, that was straight up stingy. He could have, and not for nothing, David men was saving his men. David and his team was saving this man. But y'all gonna watch the story for yourself, because y'all can sit there and be like, yo, son, you made that shit up. I ain't make this shit up. I just read, bro. And I'm gonna bring it to life right now, guys. So let's get it. All right. My visitors, Dean, Cuzzo, whenever y'all need me to stop it and chime in, just let me know.
For sure.
Okay.
Like button. Y'all hit that like button.
Latest. Yeah, y'all know who bring the content, bro. Y'all know.
Now Samuel died, and all Israel assembled and mourned for him, and they buried him at his home in Ramah. Then David moved down into the desert of Maon. A certain man in Maon, who had property there at Carmel, was very wealthy. He had 1,000 goats and 3,000 sheep, which he was shearing in Carmel. His name was Nabal, and his wife's name was Abigail. She was an intelligent and beautiful woman, but her husband, a Calebite, was surly and mean in his dealings. While David was in the desert, he heard that Nabal was shearing sheep.
You see all that hell of a son energy, guys. You heard him? He was a mean little bastard. Like, how you got all that shit and you still got mean anger issues? Like, you know what I mean? You not happy, bro? You not happy with all that? You got 1,000 goats and shit. What the fuck going on with this nigga right here? That's hell of a son behavior, bro. Mini version of his hell of a mother, bro. Like, peep, and y'all, and a female supposed to submit to that, though. He lucky he got a good girl. You see, but this is where all the good girls at, my nigga. This is where all the good women at, fellas, with a dumb nigga, bro.
And it just goes to show, but the hypergamous nature of women, they would rather submit to, a man, or, I guess she stopped submitting to him, but they'd rather pick or choose a man, that's not suitable for them. As long as they, like I said, bro, they trade security for freedom. Point blank, period. That's just what it is.
So he sent 10 young men and said to them,
"Go up to Nabal at Carmel and greet him in my name. Say to him, long life to you, good health to you and your household, and good health to all that is yours. Now, I hear that it is sheep shearing time. When your shepherds were with us, we did not mistreat them, and the whole time they were at Carmel, nothing of theirs was missing. Ask your own servants, and they will tell you. Therefore, be favorable toward my young men, since we come at a festive time. Please give your servants and your son David whatever you can find for them."
When David's men arrived, they gave Nabal this message in David's name. Then they waited. Nabal answered David's servants,
"Who is this David? Who is this son of Jesse? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my bread and water and the meat I have slaughtered for my shearers and give it to men coming from who knows where.
David's men turned around and went back. When they arrived, they reported every word. David said to his men,
Put on your swords.
So they put on their swords, and David put on his. About 400 men went up with David, while 200 stayed with the supplies. One of the servants told Nabal's wife Abigail,
David sent messengers from the desert to give our master his greetings, but he hurled insults at them. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not mistreat us, and the whole time we were out in the fields near them, nothing was missing. Night and day, they were a wall around us all the time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do.
And y'all been at jobs sometimes where y'all gave y'all all, and the companies still act like they gonna lose a penny. They still act like they gonna lose something. Know what I mean? If they give you what you worth. Know what I mean? Y'all been in relationships, bro. Don't act like that. Like I tell you, this is a biblical world, and you get to know the vibe when you stick your head into that thing, man. You gotta stick your head into that thing, guys. You gotta stick your head into that thing. It's gonna open your mind up, bro. It's gonna open your nose, bro. It's better than Grand Theft Auto, bro.
Because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him.
Abigail lost no time. She took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, 5 seahs of roasted grain.
Now, a dumb red pill nigga would have been like, yo, look how she just obeyed her. Look how she just disobeyed her king, and she stole. And yo, bro, fuck is you talking about, bro? That's why I say it's a lot of niggas running around here not in tune with their Holy Spirit. They not in tune with their Holy Spirit, so they can't teach you how to get in tune with your Holy Spirit, so you could really win, so you could benefit off of a win. You know what I mean? And this girl, this lady that was right. She did the right thing, bro. She did the honorable thing. She did the godly thing. You know what I mean? She didn't operate on demon time like her stupid ass husband. You know what I mean? And this is the time when a stupid nigga could get a good woman, because a woman was doing the order. They were submitting. You know what I mean?
100 cakes of raisins and 200 cakes of pressed figs, and loaded them on donkeys. Then she told her servants,
Go on ahead, I'll follow you.
But she did not tell her husband Nabal. As she came riding her donkey into a mountain ravine, there were David and his men descending toward her, and she met them. David had just said,
It's been useless, all my watching over this fellow's property in the desert so that nothing of his was missing. He has paid me back evil for good. May God deal with David, be it ever so.
Yo, not for nothing, guys. It sound like Eve. It sound like the Eve character, the Eve figure, smartened up and learned a little bit. But the Adam character still want to be Adam. Still want to be fucking stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, guys.
That's real.
Let's keep it real. Because honestly, us alpha males, yo, Goodbread, y'all don't have no problem. If y'all wanted a woman to submit, she gonna submit, or y'all not gonna deal. Y'all not gonna sit there and mope about a bitch that don't want you.
It's your high value man right here going through this. High value David.
You know what I mean? And it's real. It's real like that, yo. Who wants nothing? Who wants to worship nothing? I mean, and you want to make yourself into something, because honestly, yo, when you get a girl that really like you, she honor you like if you is God. Hint, hint. She treats you guys like if you is God, yo. The way she just touch on you and the way she look up to you and stare at you, she treats you like you is the God your God wants you to be. Hint, hint, guys. You know what I mean? Don't believe me. Believe in yourself. Let's get back to it.
So severely, if by morning I leave alive one male of all who belong to him.
When Abigail saw David, she quickly got off her donkey and bowed down before David with her face to the ground. She fell at his feet and said,
My lord, let the blame be on me alone. Please let your servant speak to you. Hear what your servant has to say. May my lord pay no attention to that wicked man Nabal.
Now, that's a real woman right there, bro. That's a real woman right there. That's not your Jada Pickett right there, y'all.
Nope.
That's not your Jada Pickett right there, yo. She saved their whole empire, bro. They can go back to living wealthy how they was living. Save their whole empire, bro.
Facts.
Oh, he is just like his name. His name is Fool, and folly goes with him. But as for me, your servant, I did not see the men my master sent.
Yo, you know, niggas, if you wanted to make a little funny style, your own funny style religion, you could use this whole verse and you could use this whole thing to manipulate it, to make it like if the woman did some meisty shit to the man, like if the woman did some, not knowing the whole story or not having a real nigga kick you the information, I could have manipulated this whole story and painted her out to be a whole hoe. But that's not right. You know what I mean? If that's what our church doing, is our church cherry picking and manipulating shit in this book? You know what I mean? That's why I tell you guys, read it yourself, read it for yourself. This is also why I like to bring you guys video evidence, video proof. You know what I mean? Because it's better than me telling you when I read it, what it say to me. You know what I mean? It give you a chance to see it for yourself, bro. And that's one thing the church is scared of. They scared of you seeing it for yourself. Because then you'll see that they bullshit. Because I still don't understand how y'all done spent all y'all money this past Sunday, yesterday, and then get a damn piece of value. And I done gave y'all about 49 minutes of value right now. Salute to the chat, y'all.
Actually, let me comment a little bit on that too.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think too what it is because like it's the modern day, as you mentioned, modern day women. So I think that people kind of see it differently than it was back during our grandparents' time, and how our grandparents was actually growing up and how they raised our aunts and uncles. And you would hear people say like, oh, you know, the situation is not like what it was when my grandma and grandpa was actually together. They're together for like 50 plus years, and grandma knew her role, where grandpa was the one that was in charge of the house. He was the breadwinner. People don't think like that or say that doesn't still exist till this day. So when you don't see it exists like it used to be back in the early 1900s, you're not going to have the same type of roles or the same type of upbringing like you did when your grandma and grandfather was, because it's different. There's different type of parents nowadays. It's even younger parents nowadays.
That's a fact. That's
yeah,
a fact,
yes, and that's the impact too, that you have young moms out here that's a grandmother probably like before about the age of 40.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
They raising little sisters and little cousins, not daughters.
And nephew.
No.
Crazy.
The Lord has kept you, my master, from bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hands. As surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, may your enemies and all who intend to harm my master be like Nabal. And let this gift, which your servant has brought to my master, be given to the men who follow you. Please forgive your servant's offense, for the Lord will certainly make a lasting dynasty for my master, because he fights the Lord's battles. Let no wrongdoing be found in you as long as you live. Even though someone is pursuing you to take your life, the life of my master will be bound securely in the bundle of the living by the Lord your God. But the lives of your enemies he will hurl away as from the pocket of a sling. When the Lord has done for my master every good thing he promised concerning him, and has appointed him leader over Israel, my master will not have on his conscience the staggering burden of needless bloodshed or of having avenged himself. And when the Lord has brought my master success, remember your servant.
Yo, she worded him, yo. She worded him right there, boy.
That was her talking to David, right?
Yes, boy.
David said to Abigail,
Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you today to meet me. May you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and from avenging myself with my own hands. Otherwise, as surely as the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, who has kept me from harming you, if you had not come quickly to meet me, not one male belonging to Nabal would have been left alive by daybreak.
And he was not playing, bro. That nigga came through with an army of 400 niggas, bro. And he was hyped up already. A few days ago, he just beat Goliath. So you already know how he is. He moving like whatever gonna happen. Like anybody can get it.
Then David accepted from her hand what she had brought him and said,
Go home in peace. I have heard your words and granted your request.
When Abigail went to Nabal, he was in the house holding a banquet like that of a king. He was in high spirits and very drunk. So she told him nothing until daybreak. Then in the morning, when Nabal...
Yo, do you see the honor in her? She didn't even break the news about what she did. And she went and told the nigga. Now she finna go tell the nigga like, yo, son, I just saved your fucking life, stupid. Know what I mean? But she didn't try to slide it through him while he was drunk. She's like, I'm gonna wait till you go to sleep, wake up, and tell him on the sober mind.
Right. You could tell she's that Eve, that repentant Eve.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women today, they submit to these high value men. And I keep calling David high value. I don't know why. But it seemed like he high value because like it described him as that in the beginning. But these women actually do have virtuous nature. You know, it's just the incorrect decisions that they do make. Right?
I mean, I see how you saying, I see how you looking at it, but not in these times. In these times, you know what I mean? Is you can't fault her because this nigga want to be a hell of a son. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? You know, I get what you're saying. Like, oh, she picked a hell of a son though.
Well, I'm
not
trying
her
to
fault too. Like, bro, like at this time.
Actually, I kind of was trying to compare because I kept saying high value. I was trying to compare it to the women today. I don't think she did that, but I think women today do that with high value men.
Yeah, I would say
Yep.
High value men.
You know what I'm saying?
You would have more submissive women because that's what they want and that's what they look for too, as what Cuzzo mentioned earlier, when I had made a statement about what the saying is about how everyone want to have that certain person and you can't ask for that same person if they're not your same match. But at the same time, it's not like that because the high value man, he wants a submissive woman. So if he doesn't have a submissive woman, then it's not going to work because he's the high value man. He's the one that's basically the leader of the relationship. So today's modern women, they want that, but then are you willing to be submissive too? And that's where I think the challenges come in, because if you're not willing to be submissive or be what that man want, then you're not going to have that relationship that you desire or you're looking for, because that guy is not on the same page with you or on the same page. You have to be on the same page in order to have a relationship with someone or to establish something.
That's a fact.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And I would say a woman would have to get on his page. It wouldn't be the same page. A woman, and I'm not saying that to say that I'm a high value man and a woman has to be on my page. What I'm saying is, it's his way or the highway.
It is his way because the guy is the guy picks, bro. The guy does the pick. The guy, listen, guys do the hiring. Women fill out the application. It's just modern society have changed it now because the most abundant resource in America is thirsty niggas.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, society changed everything. I think it made it more confusing. That's how I feel. Like it's
exactly. And I go back to what I said. Options make it gray area. Now, when you have gray area, it's no accountability. So now who takes the blame? Now the fingers get pointed. And that's what they wanted. You know what I mean? And when there's no accountability, a man can't function. Masculinity can't function in disorder. That's how you weaken masculinity, because we are used to structure. A plus B give you C. You know what I mean? All the time. Now, the minute you start fucking it up, like, nah, but for this time, let A plus C equal B. When you start doing that, to play women games, modern women games, then it's a done deal for man. Like that's when men need to just go MGTOW, because right now the way the game is, men might as well just go MGTOW, because women ain't submitting. The women ain't gonna submit. They don't even know what the definition of submitting is. They think it's slavery, and then you got 3 other questions after that before they call you gay or before they call you a lame. You know what I mean? So don't waste all your questions trying to get them to understand what's your version or your definition of them being submissive is, because that's gonna piss them off. And you know what I mean? So guys gotta go MGTOW, bro.
Small D energy.
You know what I mean? All that. You're gonna get all that. You're gonna get all that. You're gonna get lame. This nigga asking mad questions, yo. You're gonna get all that, bro.
Yo, you seen I was on live the other day and I asked a woman a simple question. And she said, I don't feel like answering this question. And then all of a sudden I hate women now and I'm not being fair. And I'm like, God damn, like where did all this come from?
This thing of me, the chick called me white supremacist. She said I'm a white supremacist, bro. I said, wow, boy.
Wow. Oh my goodness, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but I think it's also. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
What I also think too is because it's a lot of like movements now. That's going on too. Like, there's a lot of like feminist women out there, and a lot of women's rights is actually being like in full swing. So that's also causing a lot of changes too, as to why it's more like women that's more like empowered, or feel like there's women empowerment, so where you don't have the option to submit. Because I forgot to mention that too, that if that's also something that's being exercised and being put into control, then of course you're gonna have a group of women that's gonna be like, well, I don't have to submit. I'm not doing that because I'm a woman. I have rights. I have, to say on what I want for myself in my own life. So that's where you're gonna have that confusion and that dynamic of not having to submit to a man, but you can also be in control as well. When you have a feminist society that's influencing you and influence other women to think that they can be their own boss, their own person, and society also creates and supports that. And what I mean by that is that you have, for example, companies, the workforce gives women the platform to be, their own boss and to set their own standards and their own rules.
A workforce can never give you an option to be a boss. There is no way you can be a boss through a workforce.
Well, probably not the CEO, but
that's what a boss is. A boss ain't somebody who's this is my point of contingency. Men have been doing the same thing. No one's calling a man a boss because he's able to work and pay his own bills. But as soon as women came in and they're able to get the same opportunity to be responsible adults, now all of a sudden you're a boss. No, they say it right. You're your own boss. You're nobody else's boss but yourself, which is why nobody can tell you what to do. And that's the delusion that comes in. Ain't no such thing as women empowerment. Okay, there's something called affirmative action. There's something called alimony. There's something called child support. There's something called, like you said, feminism. Yes, but women empowerment, it ain't nobody empowering women today. That's just a false thing.
That's interesting. That's interesting you say that. I guess elaborate a little bit. I mean, if you don't mind.
I mean, me going online saying, "Oh, you're a queen and you're a goddess, and you go, can't nobody tell you nothing." All it's gonna do is perpetuate what we have today in the Black community. Women complaining about men, blaming men for everything, thinking that they're better than men for doing the exact same things that men do. Where is the empowerment?
Can I jump on monkey branch on what you're saying? Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Goodbread.
Let me uncomplicate that. What okay is saying, and I never understood the answer to this either, is women is complaining about the lames. They're complaining about the dudes that can't do nothing for themselves. The liars. They complain about the liars. They complain about the cheaters. But then they attack the guys that tell them the whole truth and nothing but the truth. They want to cancel those guys.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, what the fuck guys are these women wanting? What guys are they going to end up with?
Okay.
And I'm a monkey branch off your point, which is to say you're not really truly a strong, independent boss because you don't want those weak men. You're still looking for that guy that can dominate you or that can be on your quote unquote level. You even said it earlier. A boss chick or something like that wants a boss dude or something like that. They still want that.
Yes.
If you're such a boss, you don't need any of that.
But and you're right. And see, this is where it fucks up at, because this is where modern society that created us some new women that our moms ain't teach us that's who we supposed to be chasing. Because naturally, all the woman want is a man that can situate her up in a crib where she can take care of her family. That's all. You know what I mean? She not thinking about nothing in the outside world because that don't got nothing to do with her kids, bro. That's all a woman ever want. It's just a chance to take care of her reproduction.
I don't know what I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's so empowering about women today.
Well, I can agree, because I know at least I can say I do want, someone that can definitely take care of things of that.
Masculine man. You want a masculine man. You want an alpha male.
Well, I mean, he don't have to technically be an alpha male. It'd be nice if he is, but he doesn't have to be. But it's still to give him that floor. Yeah, if he's one to give him the floor to lead the way, to take care of the family in order for me to take care of our children or family, perhaps, then yeah, I mean, that's the order.
Right. I mean, in a sense, every male has to be an alpha in some sense. See, okay, if we in a room full of men, let's say it's me, Mr. Goodbread, and there's 10 other guys. Me and Mr. Goodbread might be the alphas in that room, but that doesn't mean that one of those guys ain't the alpha in his house compared to a woman.
Okay.
Good point out, okay, because it'll always gonna end up to what the women see the man, how the women see the man. A lot of guys fall into this trap of calling guys beta and he a simp. Yeah, when you know what I mean? When it's all on the woman. So you know what I mean? You could be a simp to a nigga all he want. If the women see you as alpha, boy, you are alpha, bro. You feel me? And that's all that matters, you know what I mean? Like the guys we can see our friends as an alpha, the big homie, but all the women see him as a simp. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Yeah,
that's true.
Because he could be one way with his friends, but be another way with his lady.
Or
right.
With the ladies.
With the ladies, right.
Okay.
I mean, it's likewise. Everybody wear a mask because we know the modern woman is like a chameleon. Because modern women, they tend to try to act like they Eves until they get what they want, and then once they get what they want, they turn into the Black Widow spider. You know what I mean? So it's like it's give or take. You gotta vet these people, but like I said, this is right now in this type of society. I promote just abstinence. Go your own way on both ends. You know what I mean? On both ends. Don't bust it open. Don't feel it. Don't be so thirsty. Don't feel the need to bust it open. And dudes know for they'll forever be controlled by their addiction to need coochie. Niggas simps will ever be controlled by their addiction to need coochie. And I tell y'all all the time, with getting coochie come great responsibility. So I hope you're ready for it. You know what I mean? And it ain't no crying. I mean, it's too many outlets now. It's too many outlets. The word is out. Y'all know what time it is now, so it's no excuses, man. It ain't no excuses. But let's finish this video because, like I said, I wanted to give you guys an example of a woman who did not submit to her king. And you see how so far it saved her. And hold on. My guy Dirty said, salute to Dirty here in the building. And you right, Dirty. You right. He said, you guys are giving her proper credit for her actions. This is Abigail he's speaking about, but too much credit for her spouse. Her father and I was leaning to that when I kept saying back in the days, like they did it the right way. They did it the right way. You know what I mean? The father does choose the husband. So the father seen a rich nigga. He had the opportunity to set his daughter up. Bang. So again, it's the nigga. Like we can't get into this habit of wanting to save the nigga, like rescue the nigga feelings. Like, no, not like I tell you, not all women are bad, bro. And this is the proof of that. I had to go to the book to tell y'all there's some women in there that he talk about with great extent. So when you're not just combing through the Proverbs section, because I love Proverbs, because they tell you all the bad shit about the women. They tell you all the hateful shit. Like I said, we could do a whole hour long on Proverbs and go crazy on these females. But there's also verses in there and chapters in there, books in there that let us know about ourselves too. You know what I mean?
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting for the ladies. That'll be interesting. I'm telling you.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. The proverb. Yo, why they don't do that shit in church? Yo?
Well, I'm sure there will be enough energy going around if you do that in the house of the Lord.
Them niggas are getting out of there. They know the woman is running out of there. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's a whole fact. And that's what's not going on nowadays. But to go back to the generational curse. He said that he knew that people was gonna hate him. Remember in that generational curse verse, he said, I will bless upon the curse for those who hate me. He knew these people was gonna hate him. He knew they was gonna hate him, yo. Yes, my God, Dirty, man. Dirty, what's good, man? Salute to you. I don't got the classroom noises tonight, but yay!
Hey, low key though, I didn't even really call to talk. I just put you on StreamYard because I'm uploading a new Tyler Tales episode, so I needed the YouTube screen.
Oh, yeah.
Rock out, bro. Rock out.
I got you, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Boy, Dirty, man. Fucks with him, man.
His wife told him all these things, and his heart failed him, and he became like a stone. About 10 days later, the Lord struck Nabal, and he died. When David heard that Nabal...
There's no wins for them hell of a sons, bro. Do you see them laying in the middle of the street? Parents acting dumb, acting like they don't know what happened and shit, you know what I mean? You see this shit. You see the shit going on, bro. Being stingy. That stingy vibe. That stingy vibe, bro. Got mad shit and still being stingy. Standing on niggas' shoulders. It's that shit right here. Just peep it, yo. It'll let you know. It's these. That's why I say read the book, because then you'll start to see these characters in real life. You'll be like, oh, that was that nigga Nabal. You know what I mean? That nigga right there moving like Nabal. For real. You know what I mean? You'll be able to see it in real life.
Was dead, he said.
Praise be to the Lord, who has upheld my cause against Nabal for treating me with contempt. He has kept his servant from doing wrong, and has brought Nabal's wrongdoing down on his own head.
Then David sent word to Abigail, asking her to become his wife. His servants went to Carmel and said to Abigail,
Look, and he took his chick. And he took his girl. He took his girl like, yo, cause you a real one. You came to me in the desert like 40. You pulled up on me dolo. It was 400 niggas, and you, come here, I need you.
and it speaks to that, like, to your chart, Mr. Goodbread, how, you know, sometimes, you know, men be like, okay, she was married before. Oh, you had a husband and you divorced. Oh, you know, you must have did something wrong. You couldn't keep your man. You know, but it's necessary sometimes. It's necessary sometimes that women get out of that situation and they
Sierra, our girl CC. This is our girl CC. Is this our girl Sierra? Is this Russell and Sierra? Think about it, guys. Like, that's why I told people, like, you know what I mean? I got answers. I got answers for stupidity, bro. I got answers for stupidity and hurt feelings. Cause so many people is hurting. So all they want to see is other people hurting. All they can believe is the misery. You know what I mean? So people don't like love. People don't want to see that shit. They want to see hurt, pain, argument, misery, fighting, drama.
What's the saying? Hurt people hurt people.
That's it.
That's right. Facts.
David has sent us to you to take you to become his wife.
She bowed down with her face to the ground and said,
Here is your maidservant ready to serve you and wash the feet of my master's servants.
Abigail quickly got on a donkey.
She ain't take no time. You see that, chicks? No time. Ain't. Oh, I gotta get some time to myself.
Right.
I'm going through something. I just can't. You gotta let God be the glory sometimes, chicks. You gotta understand some shit's beyond your control. Just go with it. Fuck wrong with you, man? Niggas is not smarter than God, bro.
This remind me of that movie, Mr. Goodbread, and please, one of y'all reference it if y'all remember it. It's in The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Medea made it. It was a lawyer, and there was a woman that was submissive to him. He used to beat her ass and all that shit. So he ended up finding another woman. Got into a car accident, became paralyzed from the neck down. And guess who came back to help him out? That same woman that he used to beat up, etc., etc. But what she did was she helped him out, and then she found somebody else and submitted to that man immediately. And that reminded me of that movie, because a lot of women, you know, they pick wrong or they pick right, and they go through detriment, and they think they have to, construct themselves. I went through this past trauma, so I can't just submit to any other man anymore. I have to construct myself. Here we looking at Abigail. She quickly got into her feminine and said, okay, boom, this is where I need to be at. Let me get right.
Right.
Okay.
God is the answer. God got me. God got me, yo.
I'm not telling ladies. Look, I'm not telling you ladies to just get out of a heartbreaking relationship and automatically find someone who's suitable and just submit to them immediately.
Good clear up.
Right. But allow yourself to be vetted the same way you've allowed yourself to be vetted by David. Give him that same chance. That's really all I'm saying.
Boss.
Donkey, and attended by her 5 maids, went with David's messengers and became his wife. David had also married Ahinoam of Jezreel, and they both were his wives. But Saul had given his daughter Michal, David's wife, to Paltiel, son of Laish, who was from Gallim.
But yeah, guys, that was my girl Abigail. You know what I mean? Also, guys, one honorable mention of a wife who did not follow her husband, who did not submit to her husband, was Queen Esther. I don't know if y'all know about Queen Esther. Queen Esther, her husband, he wanted to kill all the Jews. You know what I mean? So happened that she was hiding a secret because she was Jewish herself. You know what I mean? She manipulated the system to get it to where she didn't, you know what I mean? She was able to divert his attention and shit like that. That's another honorable mention of a woman, a good, honorable woman that I can mention. Y'all look her up. Queen of Esther. You know what I mean? And
I'm gonna definitely look it up.
Definitely. She stopped the genocides. You know what I mean? She stepped in there, and I mean, and again, she was married to a hell of a son. Nigga wanted to kill niggas just on some hate and shit, like, you know what I mean? And she stepped in there and didn't allow him to do that. And
yeah, Mr. Goodbread, you simping tonight.
I'm simping?
I'm just
I know. No, I know what you mean, I know, I know.
They gonna call you a simp, man.
Yo, son. But what I told you when we was off the air tonight, Kazo, I said the simp's not gonna like me tonight. I said the simp's not gonna like me tonight because I can't lie to them. Like, you know what? One thing I will not do is I will not become a puppet of nobody, and I mean that. And that's my audience. That's anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Only person I'm exclusive to is Mrs. Goodbread, bro. Anybody else, They ain't got no. I'ma do what I need to do, because sometimes you start to live and you can't be who you want to be. You gotta live for people. You know what I mean? You gotta be who they want you to be. And that's slavery. That's mental slavery. You know what I mean? That's why I do different content. I do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean?
Man, I respect that.
I don't just bang out ghetto gaggers. I don't just bang out evictions. I'm not just gonna get on here and talk crazy about modern women when clearly we know they dumb. Like, we know that they're programmed. Like, they're socially engineered to be victims. They socially engineered to play the woe is me role because it gets them the most shit thrown their way without having to work for it. Right. Like normal women. You know what I mean?
Speaking of that, speaking of modern women and, you know, accountability, Cuzzo, let me ask you this, because you the feminine energy on the panel. Why do you think it is that, okay, all right, let me frame it like this. You ask a woman a certain question like, why can't you submit to a man, or how come you want to be a strong and independent and not interdependent? How come we have to deal with this child support system, et cetera, et cetera? And the first thing that you get is they blame men for everything. They blame the system. They blame the patriarch. They blame the men that they dealt with in the past. What is it that women, they go through trauma and then they have to bring it, like they gotta outburst it through the world? How come at what point are women going to, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it, grow up and be responsible adults for their actions?
That's what part I come on. That's crazy.
Okay, I guess I could probably say something, being the female on the panel, about that.
Yo, you eat crab legs?
I hope she don't. Because I ain't selling
crab
seafood.
legs, Cuzzo.
Well, I mean, I love my crabs, my seafood, but
Hey, look, just don't eat the crab legs. Just don't eat the legs, all right?
All
Throw
right,
the legs in the crab.
not tonight. No crab legs tonight.
No crab legs. Nope. The high, luxurious seafood.
So at what point are women going to, be responsible adults and actually heal from their actions?
Well, that's a good question.
I'm not asking about an age. I'm not asking about, I'm asking, what do women need to do? Like, what actions are men going to see that women are actually holding themselves accountable for their detrimental actions? Go ahead.
Well, I would definitely say the first thing is, of course, if they come across a good man, because that's the first thing, a good man that they want to see themselves with, as well as submit themselves to, then yeah, it would take an impact on them to think twice, to think like, okay, he's a good guy. Like, when they say you get a good man, you don't want to lose him. So if you see like a man is willing to be there for you, to care about you for who you are, and actually like you for who you are, then it will kind of make the women think like, okay, actually I need to look at myself, so I'm not bringing my negative energy to this man, because man is not coming to me with this negative energy. He's coming to me because he wants to get to know me. He wants to be a part of my life. So I have to pretty much work on myself so I can be a better person, not only for myself, but for him as well. So I think that's where kind of the reality would set in, where if you have a trifling motherfucker, then, you're probably not going to really be more willing to look at yourself. You're just going to be more defensive, because you're going to be like, well, what's the point? Like, this guy is just straight up just an ass. Like, I'm not going to try to conform to him or try to like give him an opportunity. I might be better going back and forth and fighting with him, if anything.
Okay, I like that answer. I got some insight off of that. Okay.
So now guys, I want to get into, like I said, another two women, and that was another couple, two women. Like I told you, it's women mentioned in the Bible. But now these two dummies, these two dummies, yo. These two dummy heroes. These are two women caught up with a hell of a son, and they submitted. They submitted to their nigga like how y'all want them to. Y'all be wanting women to submit. Y'all be wanting women to submit to their nigga. So these is two women that submitted to their nigga. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know the story of Achan, the thief. You know what I mean? That Achan, he is the guy that, you know what I mean, God sent him and his army to kill off some guys, and he told them, don't steal, don't wear their garments, don't wear their clothes, don't steal their gold, don't just kill them and come back. But the motherfucker had to go there and steal. They had to go there and take the shit, kill the nigga. Niggas wore their clothes, brought it back, hid the shit, and they got got. They got got. You know what I mean? They got got. You know what I mean?
That's what happens.
Word. You know what I mean? And then, guys, I got a story about Sapphira. Sapphira, she was the woman that was married to the king that did not want to give his all in, and then he lied. But I got the proof for that. You know what I mean? I didn't want to touch on the Achan, the thief, because that's a long ass story right there. So I just gave y'all the abbreviation. But again, you know what I mean? His wife went right along with it. She didn't tell him, like, no, go take that shit back, bro. That's not godly. That's not in tune with your Holy Spirit. Remember, women are supposed to fuck with niggas that is in tune with their Holy Spirit. Women supposed to fuck with niggas that submit to God, bro. If a nigga don't submit to God, then you already fucking up, man. You already picking off your wants and not your needs. You know what I mean? And that's what women do. That go back to what that whole spill that I said earlier about women seeing shit for what they want it to be instead of for what the fuck is in front of their face. But
yeah. And actually, Cuzzo, can I add on to with the relationship? Because I like what you said earlier when you said that the men are the ones that make the decision. And you know what? That's true, because the reason why I say that, because if a man sees a female and he likes a female and he want to commit to a female, he's going to commit to a female. And the relationship will actually happen, where it's the other way around. A woman cannot make a man commit. And I think that's what some people are not realizing. And I realized that myself, because I always think that you can want somebody so bad, like them, want to be with them. Now we may set the tone. We may set the tone like, oh, you know, he likes me, I got him. You know, he wants me. So now I got to figure out how soon do I want to move, like in terms of like how soon do I want us to go to bed together, or how soon, you know, do I want to let him in my house, you know, things like that. We could set the tone in that kind of way. But as far as the commitment piece, that's true. A man is going to make that decision, because if a man want to commit, it's going to happen, because a man could be with you for a short term, like I'm just with you, I'm not trying to commit. There's no relationship.
Right. Right,
and there's no way. There's no way you.
Thinking.
Right, no, great point. And there's no way you're gonna make him commit. Ain't no way you're gonna keep fucking him and say, "Oh, you know, I was trying to change him." No, there's no way. That man is just smashing you, and that's it. And you got to be able to read that. That was a real good point, sister.
Great point. Great point. That's a great point, and a lot of guys gotta understand that. And I tell guys all the time, without us, they can't roll nobody out in front of their homegirl. That's what it's all about. It be the little things. Girls, they need that attention, and being able to roll out a top-notch alpha male in front of their friend is what it's about. That is, she gains instant boost in the female hierarchy if she pull up with a alpha male rather than a beta male hell of a son. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So even if, like, take this for example, if the woman got an alpha male, that if women pull up with an alpha male, right, then another woman pull up with a simp, you know what I mean, dressed in designer and all of that, and all of their little fancy costumes, who you think gonna still get the clout and everybody gonna want their attention? The more traditional minded couple gonna get the most attention.
100%.
And I see that in real life. Me and Mrs. Goodbread, we pull up to the most exquisite, most exclusive, sometimes most hoodest. We pull up to the event, and it don't even matter what couple in there, who individuals in there, what they got on. And mind you, we ain't coming in there, we coming in there conservative with good money on, with my clothing brand on and shit, you know what I mean? We coming in there regular, and it's good. We lit. And that's how it go down, yo. That's how it go down. It's an energy. It's an alpha energy. You know what I mean? And when they but listen, guys, let's get back to the video, yo. Kind of went off topic right there. Let's get back to the videos. This is the Anais. Her name, what is that? Anais and the Safara. Safara. This is that story right here, guys. And this is for my guys that feel a woman should submit to their king no matter what.
Some have so little to give. Some have so little to give, but they give all they have. They are our greatest benefactors.
Are you sure? Are you certain you want to give everything?
But that's the deal. And if what they say is true, that the kingdom of God is coming.
Yes, if it's true.
But if it's true, don't you want to be part of it? And away from all the corruption and misery out there?
Forgive me, I want to believe. I truly do. I just think we should try to be cautious.
Yeah.
Keep in mind right there, guys, you see how she knew what was right. And she tried to do what the virtuous woman would do, which would step in there and be like, yo, chill. Like, remember, we knocked Jada for not stepping in there like, yo, what the fuck you doing, Will? You know what I mean? She sat there and imped that shit. She imped stupidity. This woman right here, she's sitting there like, she's sitting here like, yo, chill. You sure you just give it up? Like, give it up. And this nigga sitting here being a hell of a son, mini version of his mother, trying to be stingy to God. Just like Cain, don't want to sacrifice. Let's play that back. This is a short one. This is real quick.
Some have so little to give, but they give all they have. They are our greatest benefactors.
Are you sure? Are you certain you want to give everything?
But that's the deal. And if what they say is true, that the kingdom of God is coming.
Yes, if it's true.
But if it's true, don't you want to be part?
And you see how people just don't believe, though. People just don't believe. Like, why you think my channel not? Y'all know the quality of these videos. Y'all know the work that I put in. Why you think it's just not blowing through right now? Because people just, they hate him. They hate God, bro. They hate the truth, yo.
They love crab legs, though.
The truth. They love crab legs. They love crab legs and corny dumb niggas. They love black niggas that make themselves sound and look goofy. They like laughing at goofy black niggas, bro. Any nigga that can make themselves into a comedian and look goofy, they like that. That's what they enjoy. Because it reminds them of them. Salute to all my good brothers that rock out with us, that be here. And even when y'all don't be able to catch the lives, y'all catch the playbacks, y'all like, share, subscribe. I fucks with y'all because we critically thinking our way through this shit. You feel me? We finna educate our way through this shit. Even if we know every goddamn thing that I say out my mouth, we still gonna hear it. We gonna hear it twice. Because we ain't too good to hear good shit over here.
Not at all.
And this is why modern women don't submit to beta males, bro. Modern women don't submit to beta males. And y'all gotta peep how I drag y'all in with the title. Because I don't be putting men, alpha males. I put beta males for a reason. You know what I mean? And like I told you in the beginning, I don't care what you call yourself, bro. You either alpha or you moving like a beta, bro. Alpha or beta in this motherfucker, yo. And that's what it is. It's no in between, you know what I mean? It's no in between, guys. And this is 80% of our niggas, bro. This is 80% of the men in our society. You take it how you leave it. Whatever. They picking 4 different characters. They come in 4 different flavors like now laters. And you can stop me when I'm wrong, like, guys, but no alpha males is on this list because the alpha male is very rare. You know what I mean? The alpha male is very rare. And y'all want women to submit to, women is not going to submit to anybody on this list.
Nope.
Women is not. Women can't submit to any men on this list right here, guys.
Speaking of that, I got a question for you and your cousin. Is a good, all right, so because your cousin had said earlier something about a good man, right? What if that good man is a nice guy? I want Mr. Goodbread to start off though first, because this is your chart. So you got your nice guy who a woman ain't gonna submit to, but what if that's a good man? What if that nice guy is a good man?
Listen, a lot of the guys that watch my channel, is nice guys. You know what I mean? They nice guys. They cool as shit. They don't want to be mean to women. They just got that hell of a moms. They got that, for some weird reason, men have a fucking mental connection to toxic mothers. They're mentally connected to their toxic mother. You know what I mean? And that's the only problem with the nice guy. So he's just conditioned. He's socially engineered to treating women nice. And not all women you can treat nice. And he treats the women, the bad women, the women that are more dominant, the women that are more do it all for themselves, the boss chicks, nice. And we all know you can't treat a boss chick nice. Because if you treat a boss chick like a star, she gonna treat you like a fan. So, you know what I mean? And that's where the nice guys go wrong at. But the majority of men in our society are really nice guys offline. Now they get online and play a G-Thug or something, but majority of guys are nice guys. And like I said, everybody not gonna be an alpha male. You know what I mean? And it ain't the end of the world. Being a beta male is not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Some men are just not gonna be as dominant. Some men are just not gonna be in position to just be loud and obnoxious like alpha males. You know what I mean? Then you have the sigma male. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother video, graduation coming. So we'll say that for next chapter and shit. But you know what I mean? But all my free agents know about the sigma male lifestyle. You know what I mean? That's the free agent thing. We're gonna get into that.
I got a question, bro. What makes a person a nice guy? How do you quantify that?
Good question, Dirty Folk.
A nice guy play by the rules. A nice guy play by the rules. And we all know that every now and then, in every single game you play, you gotta find a bender to gain leverage. It's all about gaining an upper hand, gaining the leverage. That's how you beat the system. So nice guys play by the rules. They play by the rules.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that's true. That they play by the rules by, as you mentioned earlier, about having the boss chick. If you're gonna just do what she says or let her control the show, perhaps it's a possibility she might run over him, or she might just end up being the one that's calling the shots.
And that's what's gonna happen. Honestly, that's what's gonna happen. And we could, like I said, that's why you see the way I designed the school. I got the charts. I got charts for charts. You know what I mean? I got charts for charts because you could pick a woman. You could pick a woman color over here, and then you could match her. You could match that woman with any guy over here, and I could pretty much tell you the whole psychology of that relationship and how that relationship gonna go. What offspring, what type of offspring they're gonna have. We could match that to the statistics, because that's what is going on. That's who this gender war is between. The gender war not between the alpha males and the conservative and the virtuous woman. The gender war is between the hell of a sons trying to do the least and get the most, and it's between these prostitute chicks that the single moms raise. You know what I mean? They trying to get over and do the least. So you got two species trying to do the same thing, and it's like looking in the mirror. They can't stand each other. You know what I mean? They can't stand each other, and it's all products of a hell of a mother and no dad. You know what I mean? So what happened? It's 1 + 1 = 2. Y'all know what it is.
So
I know what time it is.
So what about a good man that's a nice guy? Should a woman necessarily like deal with that kind of person if he's a good man?
A woman should. That's her match. Not every woman match with a alpha male. Not every woman match with an alpha male. That's kind of why I think you hesitated, cuz when I was like, he was like, well, he don't have to be an alpha male because not every woman match. Some women got that aggressive. Some women is gonna have that masculine. They've been masculine for 50 years, bro. Some women is not gonna be able to just peel that shit off, bro. And they're gonna mix well with sensitive, submissive dudes, emasculated men. That's right.
Shout out to good guys.
Shout out to you.
It's a fact.
Hey man, man, I ain't no good guy. You know what though? Here's the thing. I want to piggyback off what Mr. Goodbread said, because I don't think he's wrong. I want to say it in a different way for other people to understand in a different zone.
Perfect, bro.
Offline, most guys are good people. Like, you know, open the door for you, like hold the door open, say hi to people when they walk past. Like 95% of guys are just good people, right? So I give them that. I think that what bruh's asking is, because everything that you're doing is you're comparing what men think are virtuous qualities to a toddler, and toddlers don't think anything is virtue. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
it's a fact, though.
Because you gotta look at the human nature, right? Just think about nature itself. Don't think about the gender war or nothing. Just think about nature. They have it down to a science based on consumerism, the behaviors of men and women, right? They'll tell you if you wanna sell books, you sell fiction and romance to women because they like fantasy. You sell how-to books and historical or nonfiction to men because men want to learn stuff to sharpen their tool. You know what I'm saying? When you look at TV shows, there would be no. I have chilled with guys and watched Animal Planet. I've never chilled with a girl and she was like, "Yo, let's watch Animal Planet." Like, it's not what you want.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Girls will sit there and make you watch Real Housewives, but like, I don't even know what's going on in this. They messy. How come ain't none of them no housewife? Like, they're like, that's the name of the show. They ain't gotta be married to be a housewife. I'm like, what the hell is this? Method Man? Word Life? You don't need no ring to be my wife? Like, what the fuck is that? So you have to understand that even when guys chill in the most boring way possible. When girls be like, guys don't take vacation, girls take vacation because they want to get foreign dick. Guys can do nothing and chill. We'll be in the backyard. We can go bowling. We can sit on the porch until the street lights go off at 6 a.m. I didn't realize we could talk for 4 hours about metaphysics and pineal glands and arguing about silly shit. Because men are simple creatures. So you're asking, how come women don't like simple things? And I think that's where you get mixed up at, because I think most guys are good, but most guys are compatible to women who aren't trained by the guy, right? Y'all do y'all spend a lot of energy asking girls what they bring to the table. They don't bring shit to the table. They bring what they're asked to bring. Y'all don't do enough time studying on what you need her to bring to the table. You can call her and ask her, like, yo, you sliding through? Yo, could you grab some paper plates and plastic spoons? She'll bring it. But if you ask her what you gonna bring to the party, then you already fucked up. So I think you asking her, I know what you're asking, but I think that's a personal question. I think that every guy needs to look at themselves and say, yo, what am I good at? If I'm a good guy, what am I good at? If
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Great assessment.
Right. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it's all about when it comes to the overall. It's about when they ask, how do you get a woman to submit? Make yourself great. What is she submitting to? What is she submitting to?
What do you bring to the table?
No. Guys bring everything to the table. They just come naked.
No, I'm just talking shit.
Nah, I'm saying girls are the least important part of every relationship, bro. You already need to be a whole you and have enough love left over to share some love with somebody else who whole body is just empty vessels. You
Right.
gotta fill her with your love.
And when Dirty Folks just said that, the ladies, you are the least important part, he's not saying you're the least important person. He's just saying you can't put that lady first, because if you do, then you can't put your purpose first. You can't put what's important first.
They just rims. I like rims on my car, but I can have a car without rims. You know what I'm saying? I want rims though.
Oh my God.
Cuzzo, you can chime in at any given time, Cuzzo. You know what I mean? But I agree with you, bro. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Let's get back to the video.
Out of it and away from all the corruption and misery out there.
Forgive me, I want to believe. I truly do. I just think we should try to be cautious.
Yes.
We sold our old home for a new home.
Keep in mind, guys, she submitted to her dude. You know what I mean? She submitted to her dude.
Yeah. All that we have in the world. We give to him.
Name them and we'll see to it that they leave.
No. That's not the way.
And what's to be done? All that we have in the world, we give to him.
Feeling all right? What's in your heart, Ananias, to make you lie to the Holy Spirit? What? You've kept for yourself some of the money from the sale of your house. What made you think of doing such a thing? This is absurd. You've lied, not just to us, but to God.
Again, guys, I don't make these stories up. This is why I give y'all living proof, bro. I don't make these stories up. You know what I mean? You just gotta believe. You know what I mean? Y'all know how y'all living. You know how you living. Only you know how you living.
Yep.
The results you getting. You know what I mean? Suffering, the pain, the up and down. That's not life. That's not life.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. That's not life. I'm an alpha, and I'll tell you that. I wake up, no eggshells, bro. I don't got slave feet, bro. I don't walk on eggshells. There's no up and down. You know what I mean? Ain't none of that dumb shit, bro. Ain't none of that arguing all day, every day. It's none of that. No, that's not life, guys. And don't let them sell you on that because you done settled with some bullshit. Nope.
Bury him. Now.
Peter, what's happened? Where's Ananias?
You know she can't tell the truth. These bitches been lying and eating crab legs forever in BC. In BC, you know she ain't gonna tell the truth. Let's see, hold on. I might be fucking up.
When you and your husband sold your house, did you keep anything back for yourselves?
He did not.
La crab leg.
Seafood.
Crab leg, yo. She's a ride. But y'all call her a rider, though. Some niggas will call her a rider because she riding with her man and shit. You know what I mean? The nigga was a thief and, you know what I mean? He held back from God and shit. So she just went out with him like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, we gonna ride together. But this shit's sad, boy. This shit's sad, boy. Let's play that back. She gonna go lie like that.
Did you keep anything back for yourselves?
He did not.
You're lying. I know you held it back. The Holy Spirit told me so.
There have been something, but what does that matter? We donated a huge amount, and happily so.
It matters because you bet against our mission succeeding. You bet against God, Sapphira. How can you conspire to test the Spirit of the Lord?
It was not malicious in any way. We were simply being prudent.
Yeah.
Where's Ananias?
Listen. Feet of the man that buried your husband are just outside. They meant to bury you too.
Your turn, man.
Go submit.
Turn. Your turn, man. And of course they did it too. You know what I mean? She sat there and she submitted to her husband. You know what I mean? And she did the right thing. What should I take? What should I take on that?
It is what it is. My take is, again, like it's kind of tricky because again, you're gonna have a lot of people saying she submitted to him and she did the right thing, she did the godly thing. But if we want to dig deeper into that,
y'all about to say she ain't do no godly thing. The godly thing would have been to give your all to God. She can't say nothing about godly in her case because she was being stingy from the jump. Well, she didn't stop her husband. You know what I mean? Again, this is a woman, because remember, she's under submission of her husband. Ultimately, he has the final say. So all she can do is put her 2 cents in it. So that's why I don't want to confuse it. Like, the thumbnail is the thumbnail. This is why modern women do not submit to beta males. Again, she have a beta male husband, you know what I mean? And she submitted to him. And it cost her life.
Mm-hmm.
That's you know what I mean? That's uncomplicated. Like, we had another woman who submitted to her husband, but then she didn't submit to her husband, and it saved him. So this is why I give the question, do modern women supposed to submit to beta males? Or is it just modern women supposed to submit to just the alpha males? You know what I mean? And I know the answer to that, but is guys gonna be real enough to want to hear the answer to that? You know what I mean?
I guess we can go with the yin and yang, if you will. Just like earlier, you said it earlier. There's women that are more aggressive, more masculine, and they need those.
But no, we can't leave. Nope. Those women is Jezebels. We was dealing with 2 submissive females right here. These are 2 submissive
right now,
women.
okay.
You know what I mean? 2 submissive women.
If we want to put it in that context, then men have a hierarchy mind state. So it would only be right for a virtuous, submissive woman to deal with an alpha male. Point blank. A righteous alpha male, if you will.
Facts. Facts. They got to deal with a God, somebody that's in line with His Holy Spirit, and a lot of guys is not going to be in tune with their Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? Because they don't like to read that thing. You know what I mean? I told y'all, yo, don't worry. We got this thing in all flavors. If you need the uncensored version, let me know. However you need.
That is hilarious.
However you need your thing to, however you need your thing to look, let me know, and I will make sure I put the thing on the cover. For you Christians, you know what I mean, that need it to look a little bit more, you know what I mean, professional, as you say, let me know. I put flowers, roses, whatever you need. I put the mail for you, bro. I'll put a picture of me, whatever you need on that thing to get you to open it, guys. It's that real. This your God. This your roadmap to life. If you ain't got no father, you got this. You ain't got no excuse now, motherfucker. All right? Let's get it, guys. Let's get it, y'all. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm about, guys. That's what I'm here to do. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who get turned off by it. If you don't like looking in the mirror, that's your business. But that's all God asks you to do. You know what I mean? That's all He asks. You know what I mean? And niggas be wanting people to submit. This is why the kids ain't submitting to the women. For the same reason. Think about it, guys. The same reason the women don't want to submit to the men is the same reason the kids don't want to submit to their own parents. And look what's going on in Black America today. You know what I mean? Stop me when I start lying, y'all. Stop me when I start eating crab legs.
Tyler's gonna title.
Yeah, so we're gonna get ready to wrap this on up. So we're gonna go clockwise. Cause we're gonna start with you. You know what I mean? Your last spill on should modern women submit to beta males, and can modern women ultimately fall back and start fucking with some beta males? Because that's one thing. Modern women don't like competing, but they all not gonna get an alpha male either. So then they gotta start fucking with these beta males, because it ain't a bad thing to be beta. Actually, beta males make the world go round. Cause it's some things me as an alpha male, I'm just not doing. I'm not doing that. And we need the world to turn with that being done. And you know what I mean? Alpha males just ain't doing it. So beta males really make the world go round. So Cuzzo, take us home with it.
Okay. Yes, I agree with what you said about choosing like the right man, or choosing a man that fits you is the best way to go for the women, or the modern women, because not every alpha is right for them, or not every alpha is going to be, I would say, pick them. So they have to also be aware of that too, that the beta males is out there, and you can get a beta male, and there's nothing wrong with having a beta male.
Right. Especially sis, if you really believe, if you're a sister that really believe in God and believe in your Holy Spirit, then that's when you can find a beta, and you can actually, y'all can get in tune with your Holy Spirit together as a couple. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can. You can definitely grow together. Yes.
That's right.
That's a whole fact, guys. That's a whole fact, man. I'm telling y'all, it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing, man. It's a real thing, man. Real thing. Real. Real is real. Man, salute to the chat. Zilla in the crib. We got XL Pro, Steve T. You know what I mean? I see we got my guy RPA. Salute RPA. Long time no see, man. It's nothing but love for you still, bro. You know what I mean? I always respect the dad, bro. I respect the dad. Yo, we got Supreme 10 in the crib. You know what I mean? We lit tonight. Killer Cravo. Yeah, we lit it tonight. Cuzzo, you finished or you have more?
I'm finished.
All right, Dirty, we're gonna go with you, Dirty. And okay, you know you close the show, bro.
For sure.
All right, man. I'm gonna flip the other way around, because you don't. All I'm gonna say is this, man. There's a lot of if you got an alpha woman, just know that you may have a happy life. You're just not a person that will have a a strong will for achievement. It takes a special type of woman to deal with a man who wants to conquer the world. But every man doesn't want to conquer the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that was well said, bro. I'm fucked up on the sound effects tonight, but that would have been a yay.
Nah, so I'm gonna say, because I just told my homegirl earlier today, I said, man, it's my job to think, it's your job to feel. And since I can't really feel, it's your job to pinch me to tell me when to cry. So a alpha man with a I'm gonna say a feminine woman, her job is to tell you when you should, I don't want to say submit, but when you should defer, because there's nothing wrong with submission. Submission just means you follow the order and instruction. But you know what I'm saying? We all do it. We do it with our employers. We do it with our parents. We do it with our friends. Somebody got to go to the store. Like, you can ask your boy, yo, go to the store. He'll be like, nigga, I'm a man. I ain't going to no store. Man, just go to the store, nigga.
Right.
I tell my little one, just by reading this book, mean you're submitting to God's teachings, bro. You're submitting, even if you ain't never heard of him in your life, and you picked that book up right there with any color you want. I got it. You know what I mean? But you pick that book up right there, you already submitting. You're submitting to the knowledge, bro. That is the red pill knowledge right there, bro. Y'all niggas is out here spending way too much money on some bullshit. You know what I mean? When y'all can get that thing, y'all get that thing right in there.
That's facts, man. Once again, man, I want to salute to the chat. I want to salute to Goodbread, man. I slid through to get some of that good word, man, because I love that New York twist to that young word, and bringing it to life. And one last thing, man, I need a favor from y'all, man. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I refuse to do a live stream until I get to 1,000 subs. So y'all let me down. Go on my page, man. Like and sub and check out the Tyler Tales. Y'all be loving my stories. I got a whole cartoon series just full of crazy ass stories y'all ain't never heard. That I just be coming up with. They be like, I be going through some ill shit. I realized I don't know, bro. I guess
T, we gotta store his link, Steve T.
Drop that link.
Here, Steve T, we gotta store his link so that we can have that. We can have that on deck so that we can throw that in the chat every time we go live. You know what I mean? Because that's what we about over here. We ain't with that big head shit. Like, you seen that nigga the nigga that told David, get out of here, go fuck yourself, until Abigail had to put him in his
Wait. I want to say something about the Abigail joint. I'm glad you said it though, man, because I was uploading my video when you were talking about that, and I wanted to say something about that real quick. Check this out, man. Here's the thing, man. Killers respect killers, right? I was telling my man that earlier. Real respect real, killers respect killers. So you in a situation, bro. She was like, yo, my daddy a killer. Forget what her husband is. She recognized a killer. Her daddy a killer, her brother a killer. Somebody she knows is a killer.
Right.
And she was like, oh, snap. Let me go and use conflict resolution skills.
ASAP.
And we all did it, man. We all been somewhere in this 5 niggas, and one nigga's talking wild, and you got to talk yourself about that jam. Like, look, bro, I ain't even on that shit, bro. Like, look, I'll buy you a beer, bro. I ain't on that bullshit.
Facts.
That's all she did. She was like, yo, y'all hungry, man? Look, don't worry about that shit, man. I got some bread, I got some cheese, man. That nigga tripping, yo. That's my man's, but he's tripping, yo. Don't even worry about that shit.
That's right.
Yo, that's on everything. That shit hit life. I love y'all, man. These stories hit life, bro. These is everyday scenarios, bro. If you never went outside, yo, you read that shit, you can just imagine what life outside is like, bro.
Shout out for her, man. Shout out for her being a chick from Chicago or Detroit or New York or something, and she was fucking with that old country ass hick. She didn't realize, like, them niggas got
coming to get you. They
Right.
coming to get you, boy. You disrespected the wrong niggas. Like,
Nigga, you a neutron with some money. All them niggas got pitchforks and 6-point stars. All the GDs coming. They call a nigga King David. This nigga coming. He a disciple for real, nigga. No, No, hold on. No, they chill. G, I got you. Yeah, lame. He a neutron. He don't know shit. My daddy GD, nigga. I know. My bad.
Right, she said his name is fool. He said, so she said his name is a fool. He a folly. He a folly. He a fool, yo. His name, even his name mean fool.
Yeah, right, man. I'd have been her before, man.
Yo, okay, man. Take us home, man. That was it.
For sure.
I'm dead.
For sure. First off, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody on the panel. I commend your cousin, the female on the panel, didn't get triggered, and you know, she just was able to understand where we were coming from. We were able to understand where she was coming from, and that's always a beautiful example to show the people. As far as
Oh yeah, I should give you my name. My name is Angie.
Angie, nice to meet you, Angie. You know, you his peoples, you my people too. So another thing, as far as modern women submitting to beta males, I think that would be a strategy that you guys have to adopt, because I think that's your best bet. You're not winning trying to chase this alpha male, high value male image. It's not working for you. It's not working for you. You're chasing your tail like a dog. So I would say that modern woman, it's your best bet to start considering what we call the beta male, the one that panders to you. Go in the pro-black community. There's plenty of black men that call you goddesses and will
Nice
worship
guy.
you. There you go.
Nice
that
guy.
That little blue
Fuck with the
thing right
nice
there.
guy. Maybe
That little
even
blue
the
thing.
yellow.
Oh, you know what? The yellow could fit in there too. The yellow could definitely fit in there. The blue and the yellow, y'all need to go, because the reason why is because they're gonna wife you up. They're gonna take care of you. They're gonna appreciate the love you give them no matter what. And I'm sorry to say it, you could be the biggest thought. They still gonna wife you as long as you and him can make a connection. I think that is your best bet.
And you got
Right.
and let me add to that, okay, because you always inspire the kid. And women, y'all gotta understand who raised those men. You know what I mean? So you gotta be able to identify the mini version of their mother in them, the mother traits that is not good, not womanly. You know what I mean? And you gotta know how to work with them. That's all. That's all the guys on this chart. These are hell of a sons. They raised without a dad by a hell of a mother, by a woman that is stuck on stupid. She's stuck on herself, and herself is stupid. That's all I mean, yo. You know what I mean? So, like the blue guy, the nice guys, these guys, the blue guys had great. They had hell of a mothers, but they hell of a mothers is inverted. This is where you get the inverted, the baby. This is where they get the babyish. They get to spoil you. This is gonna spoil you little kids. You know what I mean? They don't really know how to work with others. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Then you got your geek squad. These are your introverts. You know what I mean? They don't really work well around people. You know what I mean? They better in closed spaces by themselves. Then we got these niggas, thug life, these fake ass niggas. These are your movie stars. These are your niggas that's on the TV screens. These are your rappers, you know what I mean? Then we got our simps. These are the guys that do not know they worth. They do not know they worth. You know what I mean? Now these guys been raised a little rough. The green and the blue section been raised a little rougher, way rougher than the blue and the yellow section.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And don't get it twisted. Sometimes in the blue and the yellow section, these guys are raised with both of their parents, but the moms was dominant and they had a simp dad. So, you know what I mean, guys? Make sure you get a chance, screenshot, follow me on Facebook. That's where you get live up to the minute spill and you get my thoughts, my words, you know what I mean? And we have a good time on Facebook too, guys, yo. I'm live and direct. Reach out, bro.
Definitely. And just to close out what I was saying, if the vice versa goes for the men as well, you know, if you are what we call beta, and like clearly, like there's clearly men that are beta weak, and I can recognize that. Ain't no changing them. There's no way that you can sit there and expect a woman that made mistakes in life to automatically be banished from your kingdom. All right, you might have to sit down and deal with that type of woman too, because you're not strong enough for that virtuous woman. You're not strong enough for that submissive life. You ain't strong enough for her. We need legacy, and we need men that are going to be on their purpose and raise themselves up. We need that preserved for these kinds of men. I didn't say anything about high value, and I still ain't even say alpha yet. I said men that are on their purpose, that are going to raise themselves up to be conducive for legacy. That is what a wife is preserved for in God's eyes.
Find an ex stripper, yo. Get your ex stripper. Let me tell you, ex strippers are great. They nah, for real. Get them before she turns fat though. Like,
or
no, for real.
What?
Like,
Wow.
Or get you like a woman.
Think about it though.
No,
don't you worry about that. Look, check this out. This is why ex strippers are perfect, right? Because they looking to change their life around, so they looking to settle down, right? They already know that they done smashed all the guys on their wish list, so they know them dudes, they ain't really nothing. They ain't worried about the James Hardens of the world. You know what I'm saying?
And they know they can't have them no more. Keep going.
And they probably, well, I don't know. And they can always cook. I don't know what it is about a stripper, but all of them can cook. And all these good girls can't cook, but strippers can throw down. They great at hospitality and customer service, because that was their whole job, is to get tips. And they really don't be having no kids, because when they're a professional, sex worker, they be taking birth control, all type of shit. So she might have one kid, but most of them don't have none. So like, man, you just move.
That gotta be Chicago, where they like to cook, because in New York these strippers is fucked up, boy. These strippers don't what that's in Chicago. These strippers is script. They script.
That's how I know. Hey, that's how I know girls are strippers, man. If I go to a girl house and she can throw down, I'm like, oh, she used to sell pussy. Because ain't no girl in Chicago cook except the girls that used to sell tail, nigga. I swear to God, man.
Nah, see, over here in New York, it's either they sell coochie or they sell plates. But you don't get both. One or the other. Yo, that's crazy, though. But yo, word, man. It's been another good one, yo. I'll be live tomorrow. Y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all want to ride out to an intro? Let's ride out to an intro, man. Okay. I ain't play the Jap joint in a minute.
When beta males are just like women. Almost the majority of the time in the New Testament, where the word calling or what we think purpose is referenced in the New Testament, we automatically see that as we think calling in America, we think a platform, we think an assignment, we think all that. But the majority of the time, the word calling is actually mentioned in the New Testament in its proper context. It has to do with salvation. It has to do with God wooing a human being to himself. We take calling and we automatically attach that to what I would call assignments, right? Like me being a pastor is an assignment, right? Yeah. But the majority of the time, the New Testament is speaking of calling. If you study that properly, it speaks of God wooing a human being to himself.
Calling us to himself.
Yes. Yeah. So the call first is to himself, not to a platform, not to a stage, not to a title, not to an office. Calling is to himself. And I think there are those of us who knew that God wooed us to himself. We can sense that moment when something transformed in our heart, whether it was gradual or for me, it was instantaneous. We know because now there is an awareness of sin. I think if there is no awareness of sin, if there is no awareness that this is wrong, I'm not sure if you've been called. I'm not sure if you've been converted into Christianity. I think you have Christian lingo and Christian behavior, but you have not been converted. You have not been born again.
I was having a conversation with my husband and I was like, why is it that statistics show that women have a hard time raising up boys to be men, but men statistically can raise girls up to be women? And he said because men have both chromosomes, X and Y. And so I looked it up, and women only have XX chromosomes, but they have X or Y, determining the sex of the baby. When there's a fertilized egg, we can only contribute an X, but men could contribute an X or Y, which validates the Bible because it says God over man, man over woman, woman over children. So the reason why I think women struggle to raise up boys to be men, and men don't struggle as much to raise up girls to be women, is because when God took the rib out of Adam and made a woman, yes, he made a helpmate for man, but he also made an extension of man. And this is why it says for husbands to wash your wives with the word and present her to yourself, and to see her as your own body, because she is essentially an extension of you.
Ready, wants and needs. And then, See, I don't know who needs to hear this, but dating an alpha male is not for the weak, baby. He already has everything that he needs. So you have to figure out how can you bring value to him. How can you actually improve his life when he has everything that he already wants and needs? And then after you learn those things, you have to learn when to shut the fuck up. And to most of us, that is not an easy lesson. That lesson will humble you.
From Harlem, New York. Put your cigarettes out and pull your panties out. Put your hands together. Mr. Good.